It forces you to be totally focused in the here and now. Mountain climbing, the same thing. I've had a lot of close calls where I almost fell to my death several times. And it forces me, I'm so alive. I was never more alive than when I was so close to death. Now, the only other way that I know, other than short of sitting in a cave for 9 years in Tibet, is to have very good sex. And I'm not talking about the sex before people, and I've done this, and a lot of guys know what I'm talking about. I think you know who you are. Masturbating inside a woman, playing porn movies, or whatever it is, fantasizing, and then you're not here. You're not there with her. When you're really connected, it shuts down the internal dialogue. It'll put you so much in the here and now that there's nothing else. There's just you and her. It opens up this something much greater than 1 + 1 is like 1,000 or 1,000,000. I'm not even talking about 3 or 11 or 111. It's million. It feels like truly like it's opening up. It's almost like an LSD trip, but controllable.
Yeah.
Much even nicer than that. Very spiritual experience, where it breaks down. I'm like, oh God, there's something greater than ourselves. And it's not like, oh yeah, you're Shakti and I'm Shiva or chanting some woo stuff. No, not to poo-poo that, but it's just that's stringent.
Yeah.
To me, it's like freeing it completely, which is why I'm sort of going beyond Tantra, even though I've taught Tantric masters for 20 years. To me, it's a very limiting thing that's still cerebral. It was true for medieval India. It is no longer true for Western society. We're so much in our heads, and we're trying to attach these concepts of performance. No, it's like Scott McKay was saying. That's like trying to impress other guys, like being Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's machismo.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with yes, you should work in your skills, that you have good strength and staying power, and you can actually have sex for 30 minutes or more, preferably or even in 2 hours. It's not that hard. But it's that same letting go, the barriers between the masculine and the feminine merge. And it sounds like a real woo-woo spiritual thing here, but if you've never, until you've experienced it.
Exactly, because people haven't experienced that.
That's it, and so they poo-poo it, and it's very easy to poo-poo it. I just want to have sex, and I just want to get my rocks up. Wonderful. And certainly I've done it, and yes, if I want that, I'll find some floozy and I'll bang her.
Yeah.
And then I'll get my rocks off, and and I'll tell her, and I'll call her again, because if it was good, I'll not call her, I'll call her again. So let's do this again, this was fun. She says, yeah. But why is it so important? I think it's our connection to who we really are, and it's opening us up to the divine, the spiritual, in a very real, incredibly pleasurable way. It's not some idealistic thing. You'll know it when you know what he said. There ain't no greater thing on earth.
How can you? Exactly, because guys they haven't experienced it,
yes.
And when they haven't, it's like they jerk up inside a girl
because
of other guys to show
yes,
the guys.
Yes, and then
the irony is so funny.
Because they learned it somewhere in the internet and
same thing.
Movies and well, if I could say it in one sentence, we should not be human doings, but human beings. Exactly. The moment you are together with the woman, you are then really the man. As the woman can feel herself as a real female. So that's the point, or this is the kind of magic behind it. It feels so absolutely great that that's worth living for.
All right. I mean, this is valuable. Do you have any last tips for guys who want to become, not only better in bed, but master sex in general? I mean, what is the first step for a guy sitting there and he hasn't had that many girls maybe, or he probably have, but it's the only thing he's not happy. He's going around trying to get something from girls. What is the first thing he has to do?
He's trying to get something from outside, and the problem is try to find the way to your heart and find out what you want to experience with the girl. I think it was point 4.
Right. It's being congruent with your desire, and I think a lot of it is this may be a little esoteric for guys if they're thinking about, well, I don't care about that shit. I just want to get laid. End of story. Well, okay, being congruent and not feeling subconsciously or unconsciously guilty about being sexual. If you're masturbating all day, you will build up subconscious guilt.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. You'll feel, and women will feel that, oh, that guy's kind of creepy because he's masturbating all day and playing the Xbox and all that. So, the erotic X-rated Xbox. But the point is, one of the things, okay, this is shameless advertising, guys, but I've written a 200 plus page ebook called Pleasure Sizes. No, it's not free. I'll give you a free sample, but it's not free because I spent, thousands of hours writing it, and I've compiled 10,000 pages of tantric literature, 25 years of hands-on experience, actually 35 hands-on experience, and all into what I think is about as close as it gets to a message of we'll give you all the technical exercises in how to increase your sexual staying power, your confidence, control. And yes, if you want to masturbate, you can use certain techniques. Masturbating to internet porn, yes, if that's what you want, it's fine. But train yourself, use that to train yourself to be able to last 30 minutes or more masturbating. It's not as easy as it sounds, but it's a very good training tool if you know how to do it right. And it has all the inner game stuff, it has all the outer game stuff, it has all that stuff from performance anxiety to how to get down the adrenaline level when it's pumping, or fear of that you're not going to get it up, which becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It has all that stuff built into that ebook. And it's going to be an audio book, it's going to be called Pleasure Sizes. That's like exercises, like CISES, and you'll find it on pleasuresizes.com eventually, in a few months. Weeks.
Thank you. I mean, thank you, both of you.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
For doing this.
Yeah.
I know you leave now, so thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely.
Men working with tricks, we do not use techniques or tricks and so on. My mindset is, I'm coming from the heart, I'm giving from the heart, everything I can do. I let the woman inside my heart, I show her everything and be true with it, be authentic with it, and that's it. So then I can be really present with her.
Yeah, that's basically it, right?
That's it. It's no more. There's so many stories about techniques and how can I do that and how can I learn this and the other thing. It's basically, well, find yourself maybe. What is running you? What could probably destroy you, or what destroyed you? As we heard it from Scott, he has a similar history than I have, about the same time.
Really?
Yeah, 5 years and so on. Well, maybe we need a kick in the ass sometime to change something in our lives.
I think so.
And, well, that happened, and I'm grateful for it. Well, if you would have asked me 4 years before, I would have answered differently. But actually, yeah, I'm grateful for it because it changed so many things, and I learned amazing people to know you, Orlando, amazing girls, women. I will change my life actually. I wouldn't want to go back at all.
I understand that.
So.
Right, and the energy thing you had, you did a demonstration on the stage.
Yeah.
That was, mind-blowing. Can you explain why it is important to get into the energy with the girl, or kind of?
Well, I say, some people yesterday said, well, it's kind of voodoo style or whatever. It isn't at all. Everybody of us knows the feeling if somebody is watching us from somewhere.
Yeah.
Girls have the ability, the awareness to realize that much deeper than we men usually do. And all I did was demonstrate that women have another kind of awareness. And I did a kind of muscle test. You could say kinesiology. You could say it's an energy test, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Our subconscious realizes if the other person is wearing or using a mask, kind of mask.
Yeah.
And women realize that. Not consciously, but they realize what's going on, they feel it, and I just can test it.
Yeah.
Even for women, it's wow, what happens? They don't feel it physically, but they feel it somehow. You can see that, you saw it yesterday, these small changes in her body language, these small changes in her face when something just changes. I even did some exercise with a guy we had last time on our workshop with Morten, who is an Aikido practitioner. And when I was talking with him, I said, okay, listen, I will just change my mind some time and then look at him what happens. And exactly that moment, I changed my mind to, okay, I'm an aggressor. He changed his body language.
Subtle, but not so subtle.
I didn't
Really?
say
Oh my God,
anything.
it's
I was
good.
just
Oh,
talking
my
and changing. Okay, now it's oof. And you couldn't see anything, but he instantly reacted. And I even was 3 meters away from him, just to be outside of his kind of sphere. And even then, he realized it was almost the same second.
Wow.
And it's not, you know, you could not see it. I'm aware to work with these things. And he realized he has almost the same awareness women have. And that's also a point. I mean, pickup artists try to do some techniques to come with these and the other sentences, and it's a mask. And you know, it's your own prison. And women can see through. It's only that you cannot see outside what's going on. You know?
That's a nice one.
You imprison yourself. You must imprison themselves. It's like I was teaching Tai Chi for several years after I have been